Hi, working on our Xtype motor, we're going to show you our first look into how far I've gotten today. Autocad, I've been working with it now for 10 days, 10 to 12 days. So this is your oil pump filter, and oil site level, site alarm. Starting with the knife switch where my mouse pointer is, that's the oil site alarm, which fills in, and then here would be the oil site level. Fuel pump comes down through the horns into the strainer, also to the bottom of the fuel alarm, passes from left to right, and then this would be the oil sump drain over here, and we'll close that one, close it. This is your scavenger pump with these are gears, which are the master gear calculation sheets. Like, you gotta mill them, so we'll probably come back with some AutoCAD 2008, more powerful, free version, or we'll just leave them notated for later completion when forged. So this is the scavenger pump for the oil. We'll close that. Alright, we're looking at our Xtype vectogram over here in the red and blue is our this right here is your oil fuel pump. That's going to be on the right bank on the top. And it's going to flow down, skip over this one, come and split into the top left and bottom right cylinders. And it's going to then from end to, so I say it splits left and the bottom right in cylinders, but before it hits the bottom right cylinders, it actually just fills up the top left and bottom right cylinder, bottom top left, bottom left cylinder, and then the bottom right cylinder fills up the bottom left cylinder. It comes to this junction just a little bit past the port to fill it up, so the oil is a perfect circulated around. Alright, this is our rotary check valve. We'll get to this later. Um, Here's going to be accumulator pump with a power piston for the governor in the red, and then its fuel passages go into a fuel map, which is going to be ahead in the front of the X-type motor. And then these rotary valves, they switch on. These little squares are just circular paths, so it can go straight to um, the plunger, which turns the accumulator weight. So basically, you're lowering and levering um, the amount of fuel allowed into the governor. And these little rotary check valves will be little handles, so you can shut them off manually. You could run one at one time, or you can run all three, or optimum. They'll just loop back into the little squares. This is what it looks like from the skin. This is the skin of the turbocharger we started with. This is front of the X-type motor. The turbocharger's in the white over here, and then banking in the left and right bank, so each top cylinder heads. And then we're going to move over to the left. This is the fan from the back. It's going to have two fans, one yellow, one. Doesn't matter about the fan blade. I just picked the elliptical. All right. Notice how it like if you were to lift the yellow front one underneath the blue, yellow one above the blue, and then it's ported where the turbochargers was in white right here. So this picks up the right side. This picks up the yellow side. I haven't learned how to hatch, which is a feature over here, right here, and I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So I was going to hatch them in so nicely threaded air circulation. Green ones are the ports and the cylinder head that the exhaust comes into the back, into the last fan. These turbochargers are in the front. This is the fan in the back, and then we're going to move on. I think that's all that's left on that page. Those were vector diagrams. We're going to close that. Alright, this is your overhead cylinder with the turbochargers. The middle is going to be your crankshaft. This is top left side, the left bank. Right bank will be bottom top. Right bank will be top bottom. And your red is the fuel pump, and then over here in the light blue would be your turbochargers on the camshaft being fed into the cylinder heads, and you can see that over there. And basically we're going to do the camshaft. We're going to make these into a block, the camshaft. This is the only one that's going to be different. It's got a return and fuel sending line in yellow and red. We'll have to work on that, whether we go to the front or back. I haven't decided because I haven't drew the governor onto the Autocad yet. We'll close that one. Alright, this is basically a preliminary sketch on the vector diagram without the turbocharger head. Uses a square head off. Probably use some hinges above for the journals, so you can get into the jewelry. Close. Alright, this is your cylinder head liner. Cylinder head, sorry, not the cylinder. This is your cylinder head, not the liner. Alright, over here you have the valves. It's a little harder to. Alright, this one, it's nuts. It's got 8 fastening nuts. This is right here where I have the cursor. These are your 2 valves from the left side, and there'll be 2 valves on the right side. And then over here, and this cylinder line, I didn't stack them all up because it would be really hard to look at all the different cutouts. This one has the cutouts for the bolts that go through the cylinder liner and the dotted lines, and I did the left and right bank where you could do all the sides. And then this over here, the blue shows the port, the exhaust passages, and the air intake and exhaust passage. Yellow shows the water into the head of the gasket. So this is going to be all around, which is just shown in yellow. And then there you have the cylinder valve to track it from the left and right. And then the cylinder liner. And then we have... looks like we're going to be using this one. I'm not sure too much really right now. I might change it around, but this red piece right here holds throttle control linkage together onto the cylinder head. These 2 green ones over here might be some facets which are not shown in the rocker side view for the rocker bridge or for the valves. And then we'll go on to the next one. This is the cylinder head. Over top of the cylinder head, you have your camshaft, rocker arm, throttle linkage, and the green is the control linkage. Skimmed out yellow is the fuel line. There might be a return line in the back. Close that one. This is the same thing. Alright, back to the rocker arms. You have your rocker bridge and then a rocker arm, and it shows small notations. Side views, 2D. Alright, upper end bearing journal. This one's slightly off. I have to redo this. I measured it wrong. So I have to redo the upper and lower bearing shells. But that's something what it will look like. Open-headed piston. Alright, this has been patented before, but I had seen previous art, and I was like, man, fuck it, it's my idea. Like, I don't think that... Alright, this open-headed piston shows that notice it has a center missing through it. So when the exhaust comes down, it breathes into the center and then up and down. So that's my open-headed cylinder drawing. We'll close that. This is a coupler to the main generator, which is mainly important because this is an AR10 generator. We're not drawing the AR10. It's on my wall. It shows how it's going to be coupled to the engine. I basically traced it and then copied it over here. This part we will not be changing. We're just going to be using this for our locomotive, so it runs on a main generator, AR10, AR12 locomotive generator. Starts as the primary mover until it gets the engine started, so the actual main generator starts. A generator starts the engine. We're going to close this. This is a fuel pump, same thing. I took the fuel pump. I traced it, although I did it all red dash lines, so this is our fuel pump reverse engineering. Maybe we're going to put in an overspeed alarm switch, which is going to change this back nutting out for the electric armature that's right here. It also has return and fuel inline. We'll close that. Alright, this is our cylinder liners. We have over here on the right, we have the water jacket side, so that's always going to be on the left, on the out facing over the cylinder head. And then this will be on the opposite side, with the blue is the oil check part, oil where the oil is going to inlet into the cylinder liner instead of the cylinder going through the exhaust valve of the cylinder. And then it shows the water in blue, and then the red with the piston, green would be the water jacket, and then these spaces out between for the exhaust of the two-stroke. I did 4.5 and then 5 over on the right. Piston sizes, we'll close that. Alright, this is our rocker arm and camshaft bridge. These are slightly modified in a different drawing. Alright, we did the cylinder headliner. Let's just check and make sure this is spanned out. Okay, we did that one. So, alright, here's our camshaft. This is your connection rods. We have a simple connection shaft 3, and then this one which is forked a little bit to the right. And then these are your connection rods to the piston and the crankshaft, which we haven't put to the Autocad yet. But I'll show you a diagram of it close. Alright. This is where we get a progressive diagram from. Alright, we have our Xtype motor. This one shows the cylinder liners in the center, and then I left the diametrical lines to keep it straight so I could measure how long. 45. I'm a little new at AutoCAD. I've only been doing this for about 15 days. I didn't get nothing done for the first 3 days. Then this one in the middle shows the cylinder liner, and then how the pistons would line out, and then over cylinder liner and the pistons in red. And then this one shows the cylinder header and the cylinder liner. Means that the cylinder liner bolts have to go a little bit farther out, other than 2 inches, to make it through the cylinder liner so they can be fastened down in the top of the cylinder block, each cylinder block. And then over here, I kind of meshed it together. I forgot to do a simple. I put the cylinder liner, cylinder header, piston, and then the connection rod. Shows the different lengths. Then this one over here, I took this from another drawing and I tried scaling it down, and I got mixed up with the inches and metric, so this is as close as I could get it to the top fitting in the head. And you can see as your control linkage, red, yellow valves, and then it fits over top. This would be this camshaft turbocharger. Need some better fitting rocker arm bridges and camshafts, but they've been positioned. So this one needs work in the center over here, and then over here in the purple, we added since we got everything else, which would have probably been first, is the turbocharger. Actually, not turbocharger. The purple shows the head block, how it's going to be fastened to the crankcase. The crankcase being hexagonal. The purple would be each cylinder block. We'd do the 2 on the bottom, then the third one, and then connect each one, and then maybe through the side, like you've seen in the other creation videos other than the AutoCAD. So purple is that. And alright, when the cylinder has these air ports here, we're probably going to put a small, like 1.5 inch cut through, so that way it bleeds into the sides. We came across a 16-inch wide head, and then it was on my drawing 13 and 14, but I'm using 16 inches, so we'll see. That's what made the scaling of this really hard, and so those are those. Alright, this was your camshaft connection rod, throttle linkage. And then we have back here these vector diagrams that I've already done. This is the one with the connection rod where I skipped it because I saved it twice. So these are liner, piston rod, cylinder head, and header. Alright, that completes my first AutoCAD version. I'm new to this. There's a lot of features I haven't learned, like hatching with lines. So we'll see what happens by Christmas time. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye.